Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity, with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
If I can't save your body, I must at least save your brain.
Can you hear me now? Can my voice be registered now? Awesome. I had the mic off because I'm an asshole. And my greatest enemy in this earth is myself. Okay. Alright. So, you didn't miss much. It was just the opening little cutscene. And so the way they've sort of divvied up the stats and skills in this game is they've gone, I'll go back. So they do body, mind, and personality attributes, and they're like your general, they're sort of your generalized stats. They cover a lot of the tiny little skills. As far as I can tell, this is the only time in the game you get to mess with them. After this, it's permanent. But again, they just give you little extra boosts at the beginning. So I stuck with generally close to what I had in my own personal playthrough, the one I just finished today. So I'm getting some boosts in long guns, persuade, hack, medical, science, whatnot. And then on to the skills. Then you get to pick two, I believe you get to pick 2 of these blocks, and it'll boost all of them. And then the interesting thing here is wow, fuck you, Carter. Once you hit 50 in any of these stats, you have to start leveling them up independently. So they go up fast at the beginning, but then once you get further on in the game, you have to kind of start picking and choosing what you want to level up. By the end of my run of the game, I think I had a bunch of skills hovering around 60, 70. I had nothing at 100. So I'm just gonna go with I'm gonna pick dialogue.
I hope we haven't lost that silver tongue to frostbite.
And because I like talking my way out of stuff, because you know, sometimes my aim ain't all that good. And then next, wow, thanks, I am a nerd. I'm a huge nerd. And I'll go for lockpick so I can break into shit.
If you wanted to steal from the rich, you've come to the right colony.
I really enjoy the character of Phineas Wells. He's a lot of fun. He's a sweet old man. What am I a nerd at? A lot of stuff, man. I was a big math nerd for a while. I was an engineering student, so anyways, these aptitude things, they're just like, it's a little tiny boost that it gives you at the start, like literally bumps one skill by 1 point or gives you like 3% on something. They're all funny little flavor text, just implying that your character had like a shitty job that they were meant to do. You know, dirt farmer, conveyor operator, and a factory worker, which, hey, that's me. Cashier, subgrade, non-supervisory.
Handle bits for a living, huh?
I'll take that persuasion bump. I don't think I'm going to spend too long on the character creator, just because they're always very extensive, and you can spend hours and hours and hours on this. And that's not the important part of the game, so I'll fuck around for a couple minutes and then no, you can't. I don't even think you can do like Monster Factory-esque, like grotesque deformations, so there's not really a lot of time I can spend here goofing around. My hairstyle's fine. I'll just pick a random color. Let's go like green. Green's fun. I can give my my woman a full goatee, handlebar mustache. That's the nice thing about this game, is they've left pretty much all customization options open, regardless of the gender you pick. So you can make some goofy looking characters. Let's just fuck around a bit. Fuck it. Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, that's fun. You can make your character a very dirty boy. Alright. Anyway. That's enough fucking around. What's a generic name? Fuck it. That's a very easy name. Just a quick review of all my stats. So yeah, I'm looking at top stats are persuade and hacking right now, which I find are usually pretty, yeah, the characters actually do look really good. The graphics in this game are very, very nice. It's still a bit in that uncanny valley zone that a lot of Fallout games they sit in, but it's definitely a bit farther out than some. Like everyone looks a little less, mush faced in this. Fuck it, yeah, let's go with this. Doesn't matter. Alright, here we go, boys.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 10%. Its drive is
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but
I do enjoy
I've managed
the
to hire a smuggler to
even
help
with
out.
like the futuristic
It'll be-
vibe of this game.
Oh,
All the
I see.
wanted posters in this game look like old timey, like Wild West. It's really good. Who, the chairman? Chairman Rockwell? He's a real fuckstick.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well,
Right.
no sense in letting his ship go to waste.
So here's your dashing, brave escort.
Hawthorne won't mind you taking his
Fucking
ship.
dead
Better
as
you
hell.
than the board, huh? Not
Big
sure
old
I
idiot.
trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head.
Anyway.
Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Okay. Anyway, on we go. It's all just your basic tutorial stuff. Crouch, jump, sneak, run. Oh, these little guys. I love the creatures in this game. They're a lot of fun. I think, yes, Thomas, I think we're at the Outer Worlds. There's a dude with no legs. Is that out of this world enough for you? Right. Right. Just gonna move through all this. Yeah.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. Bound
There's
to be unforeseen
your
side effects.
bullet time VATS kind of. Oof. I love that one of the first things this game does is just fucking break your legs. We have a lot of fun over here in the Outer Worlds.
Come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Alright. I don't need much more from that guy. Just equip my secondary weapon. The only thing I've found a bit irritating with the combat in this game is you can equip 4 weapons at a time, but say I had 4 weapons equipped and I wanted to go from my pistol to my saber and then back to my saber, I'd have to cycle through the other 2 weapons to get back to the pistol, which is a bit frustrating in a gunfight, but at the same time it adds that little bit of extra, I guess, challenge to combat. You have to sort of plan out the arrangement of your weapons so you can get to the one you want in a tight spot, but overall it's not too much of an inconvenience.
My ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Just encourages strategic play. You have to plan out your weapons a lot more. Yeah, here's the, it's called tactical time dilation. It's pretty similar to, like, VATS or a bullet time, so there's not a whole lot that needs to be explained here. You can go in and out of it at will, but it does have a meter that you have to let recharge. So again, same idea.
Attack! Attack!
Let me see if this gear is any better than my... Got it, okay. It's looking any better than... Yeah, it's a bit better than my hibernation suit, so I'll fucking take it. There's a lot of different types of items you can use for healing and buffs in this game, like, more so than I think there ever was in Fallout. And I found it kind of a lot, but there's a lot of the items that have the exact same effect. And you kind of equip them. You have this emergency inhaler, and you can equip, you unlock more spots, so you can equip more things that activate when you use the inhaler. Your Adreno, which is like your stim packs, just dispense automatically every time unless you run out. The nice thing, though, at the very least, is when you equip an item, say this 200% natural health regeneration, if I equip that item, when I run out of that one, it'll immediately re-equip one like this with the exact same buff, which is kind of nice. And it does that just until you run out of items with the same buff. Then the spot just opens up until you pick another item to go in there. Oh fuck, I forgot I'm playing on hard mode. Oh fuck. Forgot I'm playing on hard mode, I can't just run headlong into fights in this game. Oh fuck. I think you can do as many as you want, but yeah, this is very much like a Fallout type game. And I think for the items, you can use as many as you want. The only thing is, I don't think they have effects that will kill you. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no addiction in this game. So I think you can stack them up pretty much as you want, but it's never going to kill you. That's great. This has a lot of there's a lot to this game that's a lot like Fallout 4, I find. Oh shit. I wonder if I can stealth. I haven't tried much stealth in this game. The only thing I found with this game is when I finished it today, and when I got closer towards the end, I wasn't really worried about fights at all. Like, they didn't... There was no real risk to the fights. Oh, cool, and that's a neat little thing called a cower effect. So there was a brief moment there where one of these marauders actually he stopped shooting at me, which it's a little effect in this game where if you increase your, I believe it's your intimidation, you have a chance when you fire on enemies to induce the cowering effect, and they'll stop shooting and they'll flee or they'll hunker down. And there's a bunch of other little status effects in the game that help make fights a lot easier. Okay, yeah. Here we go.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
There's the unreliable.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators.
Yeah, the
Go on,
gunplay...
that rung leech. Landing in
The
Vale
gunplay
without
is
using
very
an
good in
official
this game.
Spacer's Choice
It's pretty
landing
satisfying.
pad. Let's slap 'em with a fine
Admittedly,
if
I'm a
it
bit
weren't for
shit
all
at
these
shooters,
marauders shambling
so
about.
it'd probably look a lot better if there was someone better than me playing, but yeah, the gunplay feels really good. My favorite game I've ever played was probably either New Vegas, which, like, Obsidian's fucking glitch-riddled masterpiece, and that or Inquisition. I'm a big nerd for Dragon Age Inquisition.
Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater.
Off-brand.
Just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice
The
most
casual
trusted
corporate
brand
lingo in this
personal
game is a lot of
defense.
fun, too.
I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch
It's like
my breath.
calling, you know,
Stretch my legs, son.
a non-company medic off-brand, shit like that. It's just threaded throughout the vocabulary in the game, and it's very enjoyable. I guess I'll have to give you a 0 on my customer
Seriously?
satisfaction survey.
But those marauders will... Ugh. You know
Yeah,
what?
the face zoom thing is there,
You're
but
right.
I think the
It's time we cross
improvements
those
to
marauders off, find
the
whoever owns
improvements
that
to the
ship, and
graphics
file a full report.
and the
it's
characters
gonna be
themselves
fucking
helps a little bit with
laminated.
it, but it is a little bit disorienting. Just gonna let these guys do half the fighting for me. Nice little kill cam. Fucking laminated, yeah. Again, everyone's like obsessed with like their quarterly report and paperwork and, you know, how their desk looks. So the shit people find important in this game, it's very, very bureaucratic.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
This is our home away from home, the Unreliable. Alright.
Intruders. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health.
There we go, got my maximum 4 items, or weapons equipped. Okay. One sec. Here's the other nice thing about this is you don't have to constantly pick up new weapons that are better. You can just upgrade your old ones for you can buy tinkering on them. You spend a bit of money and it increases their damage. I have like no money right now, so I can't upgrade dick all. But That's definitely gonna come in handy later. Oh, another weapon.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities.
Where is this game released? Like, what countries is it available in? I'm not... as far as I know, it's available in all countries now. It's been out since the... right around the last week of October. I know it's definitely available in North America. And it's on PC and PS4 and Xbox right now. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind.
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties.
You never saw anything, any ads or anything? Because I've seen ads and trailers and stuff on YouTube for this game for the past few months, since the beginning of summer, I think.
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express
That's strange.
disappointment.
I believe it came out the 26th of October, and as far as I know, that was a release on all 3 platforms. I don't know which countries, if some maybe got a later release, but I know in Canada and America it's available right now.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
Captain's dead as fuck. Sorry, fam. He's a big goon.
I will require some time to process this
absolutely.
information.
This game, I would definitely suggest picking up this game. It's it's about $80-$90 though right now because it's, you know, a new AAA release, but I would absolutely suggest it.
Do you understand?
I never picked up the Brie Larson thing, but I see it now, Thomas. I see the Brie Larson thing.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers.
I'm just gonna assume this dead man's identity and take all his shit.
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
Okay.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Alright, awesome. My first level up. Again, this is, you know, just picking skills to improve. Same deal as in, you know, most Fallout games. It's all shit I already know. Pretty self-explanatory. I get 10 points. As far as I know, there's no way to boost how many points you get per level. Like there was in New Vegas or Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. But, so you just have to kind of make do with what you got. So, I think I'm going to boost some of these skills a little bit. Speech checks are always good to have a lot of points for. Good to save on bullets and just talk my way out of shit. Guns is fine for now. I got 3 points left, so... Combat skill. Right. Automatically debilitated. Right. Another thing they include is when you get to certain benchmarks within a skill, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, you get extra bonuses. Oh, wrong way. And of course you got your perks. I don't have a companion yet, so I'll just leave that be. Sprint speed. Adds any armor you wear, it's going to add a +5 base armor rating. Wait, what's tactical time dilation meter max? I'm just going to stick with the extra armor. I'd rather not walk around being super squishy. So I'd give you the tour of the Unreliable, but a lot of the areas in the ship are closed off right now.
Power failure. All doors will remain on security lockdown.
Just a quick run through of the way it looks. There's your engine room. Over here. Wow, okay. I died once. Just fucking rip into me for the rest of the night. Why don't you?
Try out our respecification machine.
So
Alex installed it himself.
This machine just basically lets you, move around all your stats if you're not happy with them, at the cost of money, I guess. I never bothered using it, but if you like to have particular builds, then, there you go.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Alright, we're gonna head off to our first town.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Yeah, I could see it being used in the speedrun. That'd probably be pretty useful. If you know, because there's definitely points when, having a good hack or having good persuasion will let you just bypass sections of the game entirely. But also, sometimes that's not even entirely necessary. Because the nice thing about companions in this game is that each companion has 2 or 3 stats where when you have them in your party, they will boost that stat by a certain amount of points depending on their level. So, it's only they'll have like 2 stats out of like 6. So there's a companion that can boost, your persuasion and hack, and there's another that'll boost intimidate and oh, whoops, fuck me, I keep getting these buttons mixed up. Fuck me. Ah, fuck. For fuck's sakes. Yeah, okay. Yes, the NPCs can share the same boost, and they do stack. I once had, hold on. It's hard to monitor chat and play this on hard difficulty at the same time. I'm just gonna drop it to normal. Anyway, yes, they can have the same boost, and they can stack. Towards the end of the game, I would go out with the 2 companions that boosted my... Yeah, thanks, Thomas. The 2 companions that boosted my performance. Or my persuasion, sorry. And, they boosted it by, like, 17 and 14 each. So I ended up with a boost that put me at like 130 for my persuasion. It was wild. Okay. I'm just gonna redo this quick. Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay. Alright.
Say, because you should.
Let's just burn through this.
Oh,
Yep.
Edgewater's not. Now, if you'll.
Okay. Understood. Let's move on. What's that assault rifle I got? Okay. Oh, there's that dumb motherfucker. Yeah, there you are. There we go. Yeah. There's a bit of a jump in difficulty at the beginning of the game between normal and hard. By the time I get not even that far in the game, the difficulty is irrelevant. Like, playing on normal is nothing. I found with these games, when you're low on equipment and everything right at the beginning, it's always the hardest. Just gonna ran out of ammo for that assault rifle, so let me just get rid of it. Yeah. Alright, so here's our first town,
hey,
Edgewater.
Where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls.
Exactly. The beginning of games like this are always the hardest. Whether it's just getting the controls down, which I don't think even I've been able to do, to just, you know, having scarcity of equipment and ammunition at the beginning. Like, towards the end, I was, like, rolling in ammo and armor and weapons. Like, it wasn't... And healing items, too.
I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time. The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor.
Yes, I'm actually the heir to the Hawthorne fortune.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Yeah?
See if you can give me some extra information. Let's ask him about the colony ship we came from.
The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking?
Oh, you know, no reason.
Alright, easy
Okay.
now. No need to get your hackles up.
Need my
Maybe
phone.
you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you.
Okay. That's about all I need to hear from Silas. Gonna go root around and steal some shit really quick. I found in this game getting caught for theft is really like minimal punishment wise. In fact, they have a thing in this game. They do monitor reputation with, you know, various groups and companies, but I believe getting caught for stealing things, like with someone confronting you, if you talk your way out of it, you get like 1% negative reputation. It is virtually nothing. Okay, there we go. Man, I had like a real viewer spike right before I died there. I almost hit 8 people.
Keep your distance, friend. This house is no place for a traveler.
I don't think I ever actually went into this building my first play around. Exploring the plague house. Oh, there's your fucking problem. This place is full of sprats. You gotta keep healthy. Oh. 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 Rip.
Another day at the cannery.
Alright. Spacer's Choice Cantina. Here's some more of those little old-timey, like Wild West wanted posters. They're great.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Nothing I can do about that.
Found a little workshop. I love the soundtrack to this game, like the little like lonesome country guitar stings. They're so good. It really lends to that Wild West space vibe. Let's go head up to meet the big man in town. The new Unraveled, yeah, where Brian reinvented ska. that was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small
Yeah,
words.
the music for this game should be
In the
ska.
oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which
I
isn't
mean-
what we've got. Mr. Thompson?
Whatever you say.
Someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking.
Anyway.
Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Oh, it's Soul Blues. I gotta disagree with you. I'm a
mostly on account of what we're feeding into
bit of a fan of the blues vibe.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting Saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well,
no, kind of just have to wait for this dialogue to finish. Anyway.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Alright.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters. Former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful.
Yeah, this guy is he's a super shit heel. I fucking wish he was possessed by the hat. Like the little bowler hat from Meet the Robinsons.
But I cannot deny
I wish it was like that. But no, he's just a fucking shit heel.
Prove useful to you.
He's just a corporate piece of shit.
In order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine.
And he will become the dirt I walk on. Okay, here's our first companion, Parvati.
I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm
I'm glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your
help. And if I recall, her character's stat boosts are persuasion and engineering. Yeah. Okay.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Let's fucking bounce on out. Yeah, the weird slit goggles are kind of cool. I guess they're supposed to be welder's goggles?
Hey, ma'am. Can we talk? Sorry. Got a sec?
Right.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along with me.
I honestly don't know.
Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters.
Reduce
on account of its his
risk
job
of
and what all. But
welder's flash.
that's
I
not the
suppose.
only side of the tale.
Couldn't tell you. Anyway.
Oh, he ain't a liar.
Right.
He believes every word.
Reads
he
a
says.
shitheel. We
It's
all
just-
know that.
He doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like.
I think there are actually goggles you can get that are like welder's goggles, and they like add to your engineering, but they fuck up your eyesight.
Before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Okay.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Oh, okay, yeah, Max. This is the other companion you get at the beginning of the game. He's a lot of fun as well. I think I told Carter about him.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all.
Right.
Thanks, ma'am.
Let's go drop in on the
I just think when you
vicar.
gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think
Scrounge
on
around
the
town
right
a bit
and
for
wrong
some
of it.
side quests.
That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Then head on out of town. Okay. First stop. This is Pavati's house here. I'm just gonna run in and see if there's any ammo I can steal.
If you're hungry, I could open up a can of something.
Yeah.
If you need to go, I'll wait outside. Oh, you like flowers? I can't find many kinds around
Space cowboy vibes are big. Love them.
I don't like coming out here. People on the streets. Hey, that's... I mean, if you need it.
The first time I played this, I raided the house before I actually got her.
My dad's...
So
It's an office.
I didn't get
Just
any of the dialogue you get from stealing her shit with her there. Which I really enjoy. Young Spacer's Guide. Just some dialogue, some little bits of flavor text and backstory for Pravati. Essentially all it tells her is her mother was sent away to work in a different part of the colony, and because her mother was so busy, they sent her to live with her father, and she never saw her mother again. And then her father eventually worked himself to death. Because it's a capitalist nightmare here in the colony.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science.
Okay.
But it still happens here.
Let's just pop in here.
A friend of mine died a couple months ago. Still ain't.
I've never actually been in here.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion.
Yeah,
Purchased
Pavati's.
3 criminal
That's part
investigations
of her
at the
thing.
Fourth
She's very
West
shy.
Fleet.
She's a great big pushover. Just the meekest, but very sweet. Very, very sweet.
As a Spacer's Choice constable, I am authorized to grant you legal
Even
authority
her
toward
her
apprehending
companion
wanted
quest is very
criminals.
adorable as well.
Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just one per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
Okay. Alright, I picked up my side quest from you. Okay.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Oh. There is one side quest I did forget to pick up.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
I don't know you. Uh-huh. Be unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here. Am I that easy to read? Yeah, we've been having some problems lately. Loyalty issues, lines in the sand. I know where folk in Edgewater stand. But you, I don't know you. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters. Traitors, the lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you? Coming right up.
Alright. Alright. So in this, the skill that they use, to give you better deals with merchants, they just pick out of your 3 dialogue skills, persuasion, intimidate, and lie. They just pick whichever one's the highest and they use that. It's nice to get away with, to do away with that extra stat for barter. They just throw it all out. Just give you one. Let me just get rid of this. Actually, neat little function is you can just break down any armor you don't need and get back parts so you can repair the armor that you're wearing. I no longer need that as well, so I'll break that down, get some armor parts. Just gonna go back out to the cemetery because I forgot to pick up a side quest out there, and if I remember correctly, this side quest also leads to other ones you can pick up. So might as well just get it out of the way. So I have a bunch of things to knock off.
Hey, Miss Parvati, come.
I'll come back.
Lovely
and talk
to see
Silas.
you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
Oh yeah, it's also hinted that Parvati has like anxiety and all that, which is, you know, represent, you know.
Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? 4 workers still haven't paid up.
Right.
Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
I'm just gonna run around and collect some burial site fees. See if I can get to the landing pad from here. Ah, yes, there's a landing pad. You know what? If you want them to be the trees from the Lorax, they can be the trees from the Lorax. Okay. Bye, Thomas. See you soon.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love
I'm gonna meet a little character I like.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Here's one of my favorite little whack jobs early on in the game. He's great fun. Okay.
That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
I'll leave this nut bar to his own. Make sure I got that workbench though. Get that free XP. This one's a quick one. Just pop over and do it now. I like Ludwig's vibe. He has the you know, angry man yells at cloud feel to him. He's just scared of the robots.
That I could fix.
Searching for repair bay. Error. Navigation systems failed. Unable to comply.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to. Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems.
That's our new friend Jeremy.
Optimal
He is
path
unfortunately
toward
not a
detected.
companion.
Initiating self-diagnostics.
But he's a friend. He's friend-shaped.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Hebs Shirley. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Love my new friend Jeremy. He'll come back to help us out later. steal some shit. Do do do. Okay. You can also fast travel in this game, but there are times when I find the loading screens are a bit long, a bit too long to justify it, depending on how far you're going. There's a later world where it's big enough that it is kind of justified to fast travel between places, but at this point in the Emerald Vale, it's not really worth it. The loading screens are pretty long.
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter.
I mean, you're not wrong.
On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
Off we go. Okay. Back we are. Oh, I'm just gonna pop into the church here to find the vicar.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
So here's our friend the vicar right here.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Oh, fantastic. Another level up. Cool. Alright, we got it. Just gonna upgrade my guns a little bit. Oh, see, you can sort of see here, at the bottom of this skill description, you can see what's boosting the skill. So if I go down to hack, I'm getting a +5 from the armor I'm wearing. If I go to lockpick, I'm getting +5 from the armor as well as +7 from Pavati. And then I'm also getting a +9 from her in engineering. And a +5 from her in persuade. And as she grows in level, the stat boosts I get will grow in level as well. Okay. Let's throw a bit here into determination. That way, my inhaler will also heal my companion as well. This has that similar feature to it as well that Fallout did, where your companions can't die unless you turn it up to the highest difficulty. Which in this game is referred to as supernova difficulty. General store. And the
day at the cannery.
cantina. Ah, there's the barber.
Don't go knocking your work.
Just another gentleman who owes his
I cut my own hair.
site
But
fee.
Conrad sells real good.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
Big words to say he's broke.
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old
another
place
lovely little
running with my
feature of
own
this society
savings.
is if you're a hard worker, that's the only way you earn the right to medical treatment. So if you're bad at your job,
but I'd need some
you
kind
could
of
literally
collateral.
die for it.
My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. Much obliged.
I'm just gonna go messing around in his back room. Where's that terminal? Oh, hey. Right here. So essentially, this document just explains that there was a man who died, who worked at the factory, who had gold teeth, and another woman is proposing they take the teeth out of his body and sell them and use the money to pay the price for having his body interred.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? Experience was my teacher. Experience and... So, you want to be an embalmer, brochures 1 through 5, courtesy of the Spacer's Choice Department of Career Development. You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Alright. 2 more sets of fees to collect. Next one is, I believe, right over here. Mr. Abernathy.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile.
Hand over all your bits.
There a reason you're running around outfitted
Reach
like
for
one
the
of those
sky.
monsters? Did Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
It's all very tragic and heartbreaking. Pay me so I can get out of here.
I am? Law, help me. Paranoia is one of the plague's known symptoms. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work, that's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Alright.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law-breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. That's all I can ask of you.
Alright. Just gonna collect this last fee from the foreman here in the factory.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town
didn't miss
pays
much.
for it.
I've just been running around doing a
In
side
other words,
mission,
Edgewater
collecting
would have been
gravesite
penalized
fees.
pretty hard.
Most you've
Whatever
missed is
Eugene
like
was worth as an asset, we would have
information
had to pay
on
out of
pretty
pocket
much
for
how
Spacer's
fucked up
Choice.
this place is run. For instance, this woman, the gravesite fee she owes is actually not for a relative of hers, but for a guy she worked with who shot himself. And because she was the first one who found his body, she had to pay for all the fines. Because he technically committed vandalism by shooting himself, because he destroyed company property.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to put this whole
The way a lot of
affair
shit
behind
is
me.
run in this game is
Eugene
pretty
can
messed
rest
up.
his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Just gonna sneak in here and grab something I'll need for later. Oh, if I can find it, that is. Oh, there it is. Just a little something I'll need for a later side mission. That way I don't have to come back for it. Oh, cool. I got a pristine weapon. Oh, man. That sawed-off shotgun is beat to hell. I had no clue. This one uses energy. This one uses light. Now, let me just go collect that reward I get. Move on out. go collect our reward.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees.
This guy's Silas?
Hey, for Abernathy.
Yeah.
He was at the top of my list, you see?
Yeah, that's pretty big for, the pretty big vibe for this game. Anyway. Let's go get in some trouble. Maybe I won't die again. Excuse me.
Easy.
The one thing about this game, the bypass shunts are meant to help hack computers, but I could probably count on one hand the amount of computers I encountered that I could hack in this game. A bit of a mostly useless resource, to be quite frank. I'm pretty sure I ended my personal file with about over 100 of them at least. Like, have I seen the whole map in my other file? Yeah, I finished the entire game. I'm pretty sure I did every mission. I think I did every mission except for one that just required you to, you know, grab a bunch of different outfits from around the game and bring them to somebody. Unless there was some places I didn't go in and some side missions I missed, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure I've seen virtually every part of the game. I think... yeah. Oh, that's a fun weapon. Yeah, I don't know. Also, my lockpick was high enough that I ended up with a bunch of mag picks as well. So, I don't know. Maybe, it'll be more utilized in DLC if they make DLC. Oh yeah, it's very dynamic. You choose how you play.
Okay, here we go. Not even a scratch.
Whoop, they died. The nice thing too about companions, I haven't unlocked it yet, but if you look at the bottom left corner there, those are those show little commands for my companion, and the one that's grayed out on the left is actually a special ability for my companion. So when you get, I believe it's the determination stat up to 20, you unlock a special move that's, you know, it's different for each companion. It's just a nice little extra damage attack they can use throughout the fight, and it recharges. So they're a lot of fun, and they have their own little sort of zoomed in kill cam. Hopefully I'll unlock that pretty soon and I can show that off. Shit, what was I doing? I'll do this. That way I can recruit our good friend the Vicar. Don't think there's... oh, there may be. I think I need a better weapon than this. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus. I swear I didn't die this much the last time I played this game. An odd place for it to save at, but okay. Anyway. Just speed back through all this. Here, just in case I shit this bed again, let's just save it. Oh, fuck off. Okay, new plan. Too used to having obscenely overpowered weapons in this game.
Wish I could do that.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
I'm probably gonna wrap up soon, though. I have some stuff to get done before I go to bed and work in the morning.
Well, look at you. buzzing around the Aether with your very own ship.
Oh, did he?
The rest of us gotta make do with the ground at
What
our
a
feet.
fucking weeb.
No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly
He was
her
gone for 8
talent.
hours. Wow.
Can't imagine where she's gone.
Damn.
Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Chaboy's committed.
Could do without the gallows humor.
Then again, I'm not an MLG pro gamer like he is. Oh. Thanks, man. I'm not an MLG pro gamer like you. I can't do that 8-hour stream, man. I don't have the rapport to go that long. Whoa.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the
You were
gates and be
possessed by the
welcome.
vibes.
Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
I love it. A spittoon. Out here in space. Space spittoon. Very Wild West. Very good.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip him out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Yeah, fuck
alright.
you, lady.
I ain't so fragile.
That was
Don't be
unkind
mean to
of me.
my friend.
I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Alright, well that's about the 2-hour mark for me. I got some stuff I gotta get done before heading to bed. I got work bright early in the morning, so I think I'm gonna wrap up for the night. But yeah, I'll definitely do this again if people are down to watch. Sometime this week, maybe in a day or two. Thanks for hanging out, gang. I'll see y'all around. Hey, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. You all have a good evening. Bye, Carter. Love ya.